Depende kung anong oras mo ito pinapanood. Discuss natin na yung final pre-board dito sa MAS. Okay? So, sagutan natin siya at explain natin yung mga bagay na dapat i-explain dito sa subject na to or exam. Okay? Check natin, guys. Number 1. The primary objective of management accounting is blank. So remember guys no na ang main difference ng management accounting at financial accounting is the user. Na remember kapag financial accounting ang user mo external while kapag management accounting ang user mo internal. So hahanapin mo lang dito kung saan siya magpro-provide. Mapapansin natin yung choices is kanino mo ipro-provide yung information, no? So again, kapag management accounting, sa internal user, which is the management. Kaya ang answer dito, no, ay boy, no? Okay, sa management. Na remember yung creditors, okay? Yan ay external. Yung investor, yan ay external. Okay? Yung government, also external. Okay, ang tanging sagot dito is boy, no? Kasi management lang ang nag-iisang ang nagtatanging internal user. Ayan. Okay. Next, number 2. Management accountant, in order to satisfy the needs of their intended user, no, should do all of the following. Except, so hanapin dito ang hindi pumapatungkol sa management accounting. So, nabanggit na to kanina na ang management accounting, ang primary objective mo is magbigay ng information sa management na makakatulong sa kanila in maximizing the profit of the business. Again, ang focus mo mag-provide ng info kanino? Internal user. So, hanapin mo lang dito yung external kasi mali yun, di ba? Okay? So, ang natatanging maling sagot dyan is letter boy. Again, ang management accounting is strictly for internal user yan, not for external. So, since sinahanap yung except, adi boy ang sagot. Okay. So, number 3, coefficient of correlation. Ang coefficient of correlation, ginagamit yan as measurement ng relationship ng total cost at ng cost driver. Okay? So, yung coefficient of correlation, yan ang gagamitin mo para malaman mo kung yung cost driver mo ba ay fit, okay, sa pag-estimate ng yung total cost. Okay? At kailan mo nga ba masasabi na fit siya sa pag-estimate ng total cost? Kapag ang relationship ay strong. Okay? So, fit ang cost driver mo sa pag-estimate, okay, ng total cost kapag ang relationship niya ay strong. Now, strong ang relationship mo kapag malayo sa zero yung coefficient of correlation. Okay? So, mas malapit sa +1, strong yan. Mas malapit sa -1, strong yan. Kapag malapit siya sa 0, yan ay weak. Now, anong pinagkaiba ng +1 sa -1? Kapag -1, opposite ang kanilang relationship. Inverse ang kanilang relationship. Strong pero inverse. Ibig sabihin, magkabaliktaran. Habang tumataas ang cost driver, bumababa naman yung total cost mo. Or vice versa. Pero kapag +1 ang measurement ng coefficient of correlation mo, direct yan or the same. Okay? Ibig sabihin, same sila ng direction. Habang tumataas ang cost driver, tumataas din ang total cost. So, if that's the case, okay, strong direct relationship ang meron sila. At ang strong direct ay +1 ang coefficient of correlation. So, dito, ang tinatanong ay -1. So, yan ay strong opposite. No? So, nasa letter apple yan. Okay, so okay tayo sa first 3 question. Okay? So yung first 3 na yan ay easy. No? Easy yan. Okay? Number 4, the cost estimation method that consider more than 2 data to segregate variable and fixed component of mixed cost. Okay, so remember na meron tayong tatlong separation method to separate yung fixed at variable component. Yung high-low, yung least square, at yung scatter graph. So the only difference, I mean one of the difference is that sa high-low, 2 data lang, 2 points of data lang ang iyong kino-consider in estimating. At yun ay yung highest, okay, at saka lowest. Okay, pero sa least square at scatter, so lahat ng data kino-consider mo, okay, in estimating the total cost. Okay, all the data. So, syempre, except na lamang yung tinatawag natin ng mga outliers, no? Okay? Ayan, because outside the relevant range na iyan. So, dito, ang tinatanong niya, sino daw sa mga estimation method or segregation method ang kino-consider hindi lang dalawa, but more than two, no? More than 2 points or pair of data. So, again, ang sagot dyan, least square at scatter graph. Okay, so letter cut ang answer. Okay? Kasi sila yung nagko-consider ng more than 2 data. In fact, lahat ng data kino-consider nila. Okay? More than 2. Okay? Next, number 5, 6, 7. No? 5, 6, 7. Okay, so si Bully Company incurred the following factory overhead for the second quarter. Okay? So, yung cost driver niya is machine hours, yan yung X. While yung total cost naman niya, si factory overhead, which is Y. So, obvious naman dito sa problem na to, na ang cost driver mo, wala nang iba kundi machine hours. Okay? So, using high-low, how much is the variable factory overhead? Okay? So, kailangan natin mag-estimate. At sabi niya, high-low daw, kailangan muna natin siyang i-separate. So, anong formula mo sa high-low? Una mong munang kukumpitin, no? First mong kukumpitin is si variable cost per unit. Okay? Si variable cost per unit. Again, yan si B. Okay? Tapos pangalawa mong kukumpitin, si total fixed cost. Yan naman si A. Okay? So, paano mo kumpitin ngayon yung variable cost per unit? Highest Y natin ay 4.8 minus lowest Y, which is 3.6. Okay? Divided by highest X minus lowest X. So, lalabas na dito ay si B or si variable cost per unit. Okay? So, how much? 4.8 minus 3.6, you'll get 1.2. 1.2 divided by 60. Okay? So, ang variable cost per unit mo dito ay 20. Okay? 20. Now, kunin natin yung fixed cost, total fixed cost, ang pangalawa mong kukumpitin. So, residual technique ka lang dyan. So, total cost dun sa highest is 4.8. Minus natin yung total variable cost, 20 times 180. How much? 20 times 180. 3.6. So, yung residual niya, yan yung total fixed cost per month. Total fixed cost ay 1.2 per month. Okay. So, ang tanong dito, kung 160, ang machine hour, magkano ang total variable cost? Take note, ang tinatanong lang dito ay total variable cost, hindi yung total factory overhead. So, again, ang formula mo sa total factory is Y plus BX. Okay? Pero again, ang tinatanong lang is hindi total cost. Total variable cost lang ang tanong. So, B times X ka dyan. So, ang B natin ay 20. Ang X natin ay 160. Okay? So, 20 times 160 is 3.2. So, 3 ito ang sagot. So, yung iba, baka magkamali, ang kukumpitin is total cost. Dadagdag nila yung fixed cost na 1.2. So, magiging sagot nila, 4.4. So, mali yung 4.4, no? Kasi total cost yan. Ang tinatanong lang sa problem, variable cost. So, maging maingat lang, guys, no? Now, next question, magkano ang fixed overhead? So, ang fixed overhead natin is 1,200. Nakumpit na natin yan. Kaya lang, ang tanong niya, for the quarter, second quarter. Okay? Yung 1 to na yan, 1 to per month yan. Per month. Ilang months ba meron sa isang quarter? 3. So, times 3 mo pa yan. So, 1, 2 times 3, you'll get 3.6. Okay? Ayan. So, yung iba sa inyo, ang sasagot dito, 1, 2. Buong akala nila ito na. So, di nila nabasa yung tanong. No? Medyo kailangan mo lang, guys, maging maingat. Diba? Okay, kung nagmamadali ka dyan, ang sasagot mo dyan is yung usually na tanong, no? Which is the fixed cost per period or per month. Pero dito kasi medyo may twist, no? Ang tinatanong niya is per quarter. Okay. Now, kung least square daw ang iyong method, ano yung magiging cost equation mo? Okay? So, ang sagot dito ay dog. Okay? Yung 1926, yan yung summation ng xy. Yung 450, yan yung summation of x. Okay? While yung 69,300, yan naman yung summation of x squared. So, dog ang answer. Okay, guys. I-resume natin. Resume natin. Nasa number 8 na tayo, no? Okay? So, the contribution margin ratio, anong lalabas sa equation na to? No? Pag minultiply mo ang CMR sa sales minus break-even sales. Okay, so remember na ang equation na iyan, sales minus break-even, okay, sales minus break-even, okay, ang tawag mo dito is the margin of safety, okay, the MOS. Ang margin of safety, yan yung iyong excess sales, okay? So, sobra mong sales after mo i-cover yung fixed cost. Okay, so pag minultiply mo yan ng CMR, ang lalabas na dyan is yung excess profit mo. Okay? So, ang answer dito will be profit. Number 9. A management accountant performs a linear regression of maintenance cost versus production using a computer spreadsheet. Ang sabi sa problem, ang intercept mo daw is 332,897. Okay. So again, pag sinabi mong intercept, ibig sabihin nito, ito yung tinatawag na fixed cost. Okay? Pero pag sinabi mo namang slope, yan yung variable cost per unit. Okay? Now, anong tamang sagot dito? Ang tamang sagot ay letter A. So, ang total cost mo ay equivalent to your fixed cost kapag wala kang activity. So, remember, no? Ano yung equation mo? Cost equation Y is equals to A plus BX. Okay? So, kung isa-substitute natin yan, ang A mo ay 322,897. Tapos, yung X mo, yung activity level mo ay 0. Okay, so let's say ang variable cost mo per unit, let's say 50 pesos. Okay? So 50 times 0, adi 0 yan. Okay, kahit anong pa man yung slope mo or variable cost per unit, kung ang activity level mo or X mo ay 0 or multiplier mo 0, product mo 0. So yung magiging total cost mo is equivalent to the intercept or the fixed cost na 322. Basta tayo, number 10. Si company ay nagmamanufacture, etc., etc. So yung price mo ay 8, yung variable cost mo ay 2. So sa madaling sabi, ang CM mo ay 6 pesos per unit. Okay, so ang ang income mo after ibawas ang tax ay 5,850. So add back natin yung tax, no? So i-divide natin ng 65%. So 100 minus the tax rate na 35. So yung profit mo is 65% na lang after deducting the 35% tax. So kung add back natin yung dideduct na tax, so 9,000 ang profit before tax. The number of bracelet to break even last year is 25,000. Yung selling price mo tataas, magiging 9.5. Yung variable cost mo ay tataas ng 25. Yung fixed cost mo tataas ng 20. So lahat naman given, maliban saan? Sa fixed cost, di ba? Lahat naman given, maliban sa fixed cost. So, ayan, let's compute fixed cost. Di natin kasi ma-determine yung fixed cost eh. Kailangan natin kasi iyon para ma-determine yung required units. Okay? So, work back muna natin yung fixed cost. So, paano natin to i-solve? Sales multiply by break-even na lang tayo. Work back natin yung break-even. Ang break-even ay 25,000 per unit. Break-even in units. Paano ka mag-compute ng break-even in units? So, fixed cost divided by CM per unit equals the break-even. So, yung fixed cost natin yan yung missing. Yung CM per unit natin ay 6. So, magiging magkano ang fixed cost mo? Work back mo yan. 25 times 6, 150. So, fixed cost mo 150. Okay? Fixed cost is 150. Okay? So, pakitandaan, fixed cost ay 150. So, revise na natin. Yung bago mong selling price, how much? 9.5. Yung variable cost mo, bago na, 2, tataas ng 25 times 1.25%. Bago mong variable cost, how much? 2.5. So, bago mong CM per unit, 7. Okay? So, required ka maka 9,000. 9,000. So, fixed cost, paano mo computein yung required sales kapag may target profit? Fixed cost plus target profit divided by CM per unit. You'll get the required sales. So, let's substitute. The fixed cost is 150. The required target profit is 9,000. The CM per unit is 7. Okay. Ay, nakalimutan ko i-consider guys, pag-increase pa lang fixed cost ng 20%. So times 1.20. 180K. So 180K plus 9,000 divided by 7. Yan, 27,000 units. So letter boy ang sagot. Okay. So let's answer number 11. Ang tanong niya dito, assuming that the company sells 180 units, what is the maximum amount that can be paid for advertising while maintaining a break-even? So sa madaling sabi, magkano yung profit mo? Okay? Magkano yung sobra mong pera or kinita pangbayad ng campaign? Okay? So tanong lang niya dito, magkano yung profit mo at 180,000 level? Okay? Kasi kikitain mo doon, pwede mo na lang ipambayad ng advertising campaign para mag-break even ka na lang. Okay? Gawa lang tayo dito guys ng income statement. So pwede tayong okay. Gawa sales. Sige. Sales mo ay 80,000 units times 25 pesos selling price. 2 million. So variable cost 4,723 for 80,000. 4,723 magkano yun? 10, 16? 16 ba to? 16. So CM 720. Okay. Minus fixed cost. Magkano fixed cost? 360 plus 225. Hindi 585. So yung profit mo is how much? 135. So 135 ang yung profit. Ngayon pag pinangbayad mo yan, okay, ng advertising, 135, okay, wala ka ng profit. Break even ka na. So 135 ang answer. Okay. Okay guys, dito tayo sa number 12. Increase in profit, 30%. Increase in sales, 20%. Profit, 6,000. Magkano ang CM? Okay? So, DOL ito guys, no? Remember na meron tayong dalawang formula sa DOL. CM divided by profit. DOL yan, di ba? DOL. Alternative formula sa DOL is percentage change in profit divided by percentage change. Okay? In sales, you'll get also the DOL. Okay? So, ang tanong ay CM. Ito yung target niya guys, CM. So, percentage change in profit is 30%. Change in sales is 20%. So, DOL mo ay 1.5. Okay? So, lipat natin dito. DOL mo 1.5. DOL 1.5. Okay? Profit mo ay 6K. Magkano magiging CM? Kano CM mo guys? Okay? So, CM mo dyan is 9,000. Multiply 6 times 1.5. So, letter C tanong. Sagot. Okay, next. Okay. So, the following costs have been estimated based on 30,000 sales unit. So, total cost ito. Convert natin yan per unit. 300 divided by 30,000. So, cost per direct material, 10. 10 ba ito? 10 pesos. 250 divided by 30,000. 8.33. 250 divided by 30, parang 8.33 din. Okay? Kaya lang multiply natin ng 50. 4.166. Okay? So, 150 divided by 30,000 times 0.25, 1.25. So, variable cost per unit mo na yan. Kano yan, guys? 23.75 pag niroon. So, that is the variable cost per unit. Okay? So, ang tanong niya dito is magkano daw ang selling price para kuha tayo ng 40% CMR. Okay? 40% CMR. So, kung ang CMR mo ay 40, ibig sabihin ang required variable cost ratio is 60. Okay? So, 60 dapat. So, ito dapat ay 60%. 2,375, pag dinadivide mo ng selling price, dapat lumabas 60%. So, magkano denominator mo? Okay? So, 39.58 ang sagot. Okay, letter C, guys. Letter C. Okay? Okay, sige, number 14. Okay, the company, mayroong siyang fixed cost na 210,000. So, sales mix ito, mayroong kang dalawang product, X at saka Y. Okay? So, si X ay may CM na 2, while si Y may CM na 1. Okay? Assume that 3 units of X are sold for each unit of Y. Okay? So, 3:1. So, si X, 75% siya. While si Y, 25% ang kanyang sales mix. So, 3 plus 1, you'll get 4. Okay? So, 3 over 4, hindi 75 yun. Kaya 75 si X. 1 over 4 ay 25. So, 25 si Y. So, what is the contribution margin of X at its break-even? So, compute ko muna ng break-even in units. Okay? So, kunin natin ang weighted CM per unit. So, times 75. 2 times 75%. 1 times 25%. So, 2 times 75, bali 1.5. 1 times 25, bali 0.25. Okay? So, ang weighted CM natin, 1.5 plus 0.25, di 1.75 data. Okay? So, divide natin. 210. Paano formula naman ng break-even? Fixed cost divided by CMU. Okay? 210 divided by 1.25. Ang break-even mo ay 120 units. 120 units. So, ilang units dyan ang kay X? So, 75%. So, ilang units na X ang ibebenta mo para ma-break-even? 90,000. Okay? So, 90,000 units ang ibebenta mo na X. Ang tanong dito, contribution margin ni X. Kung 90,000 units, multiply natin ang contribution margin niya per unit na 1.5. Okay? Adi 135. Teka nga. 2 pala guys, 2. 2 ang CM niya. Adi 180 ang sagot. Okay, so let's resume number 16. Si company ay may unit cost na 45. Okay? 45 yung kanyang cost per unit kapag ang level of production 10K. While 25 ang kanyang cost per unit kapag ang level of production 30K. Okay, so itong 45 at 25 na to guys, mixed cost yan. Mixed cost. So bali may component yan na variable cost, may fixed cost yan. Kaya kailangan natin siyang i-separate. So dito sa problem, since 2 points lang ang available, 2 points lang, automatically high-low ang gagamitin mo dyan. High-low. 2 points lang. Okay? So selling price is 40 pesos. Ang MOS ay 1 million. Okay? Hindi, ang tinatanong pala niya, magkano ang margin of safety kung ang sales ay 1 million. So plot muna natin X at saka Y. No? So total cost at saka yung activity level. Okay? So ang high natin at low. At high, 30,000. Ang low ay 10K. So kunin natin yung total Y, yung total cost. 45 times 10,000. Okay? 45 times 10,000. So ito ay 450,000 ang total cost mo kapag ang level of production 10K. So 30,000 times 25, 7,500, 750,000. Okay? Kapag 30K. So compute now for the B. High natin, highest Y minus lowest Y divided by highest X. Okay? Minus lowest X. You'll get the variable cost per unit. Or yan yung tinatawag natin na B, the slope, no? The slope. So how much siya, guys? Yung variable cost per unit. 3. So that is 15. 15 per unit. So total fixed cost, residual technique. Total cost is 750. Total variable cost, 30,000 times 15, 450. So total fixed cost is how much? 450,000. Hindi. 300. 300,000. So, magkano margin of safety? So, remember sa margin of safety, ang formula mo dyan is sales minus break-even. You'll get the margin of safety. So, ang sales natin in units. Units tayo, guys. No? Kasi kung titingnan mo yung choices, ay units ang gusto niya. So, ilan yung sales in units mo? 1 million divided by 40. So, 25,000 units. Break-even natin, formula mo sa break-even, fixed cost minus CM per unit. Magkano CM per unit mo? Selling price na 40 minus variable cost na 15. 25 ba to? 25. So 12,000 ang break-even. So 25,000 minus 12,000, break-even, 13,000. So answer, letter C. Okay. Next. So product costing na tayo. Ang tanong sa problem, no, magkano ang ending inventory mo kapag variable costing? Take note na ang product cost under variable costing, okay, DM, DL, at saka variable overhead lang. Okay? So, ilan ang DM mo dito? 20K. DL mo, 10K. Tsaka variable factory overhead, 6K. So, all in all, 36K ang yung manufacturing cost. So, kung mapapansin mo, 10,000 yung produce, 9,000 yung sold. Ibig sabihin, ang remaining ending inventory is equivalent to 1,000. So, 1,000 over 10,000, parang 10% ang magiging ending inventory mo. So, 36,000 times 10%, adi 3,600 yan. Okay. Next natin, reconciliation. Sino ang mas mataas ng profit? So, absorption or variable? Take note na ang formula mo dyan is, tawag mo dito, total fixed overhead divided by units produced. Lalabas ang variable fixed overhead per unit. Kung multiply mo lang yan ng change in inventory, lalabas yung difference in profit. So total factory overhead natin is 12,500. So ang units produced, 10,000. Ibig sabihin, per unit, ang fixed overhead niya ay 1.25. So ang change in inventory mo, 1,000 times 1,000. So difference in profit is how much? 1 to 50. So 1 to 50, it's either A or B. Sino daw ang higher? Tandaan lang natin guys, P sub. P sub. Okay? So since mas mataas ang produce sa sold, ang absorption ay mas mataas sa variable. So absorption ang mas mataas, 1 to 50. Apo lang sagot. Next, number 19. Si company may daily cash receipt na 400,000. Okay? Tapos may lockbox. Nag-offer ng lockbox. At marireduce niya ang collection float ng 2 days. Okay? So magkano yung cash spread mo? So daily cash receipt, 400. Okay? Tapos multiply natin reduction sa float, collection float, 2 days. So yung cash spread natin, na pwede na natin i-invest at nawala sa pagkaka-float, 800K. Now, pwede daw natin ito ma-invest, kikita ng 8%. So interest rate is 8%. So magkano ang annual benefit nun? So benefit ng lockbox ay additional income of 64,000. Pero may additional cost. Ang cost niya ay 2,000 per month. So take note na yung 8% na interest na yan, annual yan. Taon yan, isang taon. So ibig sabihin, kung yung 64,000 kinikita mo buong taon, dapat ang i-compare mo dyan is yung cost mo buong taon din para match. So 12 months ang meron sa isang taon. So, ayan, 24,000 yung cost. So may benefit ka pa rin guys, no, na 40,000 dito sa lockbox. Okay? That will be the increase in your income. So the additional profit. Okay? So letter C. Ayan. So next item. Variable costing treats. Okay? Anong tamang sagot? Letter A. Lahat ng fixed expense, ina-expense sa variable costing. Mali yung A, no? Sabi niya dito, all variable expense are product. Mali. Tandaan na yung selling mo dyan, na variable, kahit variable yan, okay, piniperiod mo yan. Okay? So, all variable expense are period cost. Mali din. Yung DM, DL, variable overhead, mali na sabihin niyang period cost yan, no? Sa variable costing, pina-product cost yan. Product. Okay? All fixed costs are expense. All fixed costs are product cost, mali. So yung fixed overhead niya at saka yung fixed selling, hindi niya yan pina-product, mali. Piniperiod niya yan. So ang tamang sagot ay dog. Number 21. The company manufactures a single product. Variable cost per unit is 20. Fixed cost ay fixed cost ay 750. Activity level 100,000. Produce 120 units, sold 75. Ang tanong niya dito, determine the unit product cost. Okay? Unit product cost. Okay? So, under absorption. So, under absorption, ang ibang pangalan niya, full costing. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng product cost ay nire-record as product cost. Mapa variable, mapa period, variable or fixed. So, sabi sa problem, meron na tayong variable. Ang variable product cost ay 20. Dadagdagan mo na lang yan ng fixed na product cost. Magkano ang fixed na product cost? 750K divided by the number of units produced. $6.25. So total product ay, ayan, 20.6. Hindi, 26, no? 26.25. Next. So, ano na to? Relevant costing. So, 5,000 ang kami na manufacture na component parts ni company. Okay, so ang total variable cost per unit ay 14. At meron si company na option, no, to buy. So, make or buy kasi ito. Ano. So, pag binili mo siya, ang purchase price sa labas is 19. Tapos, ang opportunity cost ay 4,000. Tapos, ang avoidable cost ay 2/3. Kumpitin muna natin yung 2/3. Hindi. So, 2/3 daw mag-continue. Ibig sabihin, 1/3 mag-discontinue. So, kunin natin yung 1/3 na avoidable. So, ito yun. 4,000 4, multiply natin ng 5,000 units. Total fixed cost. Mali pala to guys, no? Hindi to 4, it should be 6. Kasi kung mapapansin mo, 2 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4, 18 lang lalabas dito. It should be 6 para match na 20. So, error to guys sa problem. Pero anyway, kung 6 yan, ano magiging sagot? So, 6 times 5,000, 30K. 1/3 niyan ay avoidable, so times 1/3, that will be 10K. Avoidable fixed cost. Okay. So kapag ikaw ay magbabay, okay, so kapag magbabay ka, magkano cost mo? 5,000 times 19 na purchase price. 95K. So purchase mo yan. Tapos yung avoidable mo na FC, fixed cost, is 10K. So net cost to buy mo is 85K. Cost to make. So kapag cost to make ka, may product cost ka. 5,000 variable cost. 5,000 units times the variable cost na 14. Okay. So how much? 5,000 times 14. 70K cost to make mo. Tapos meron ka pang opportunity cost. Opportunity na 4,000. So total cost to make ay 74. So kapag nag-buy ka, gastos ka 85. Kapag nag-make ka, gastos ka lang 74. So discrepancy na 11,000. Okay. Next. Okay, so next is number 23. So si company ay may 5,000 obsolete desk lamp. Ang cost niya 50,000. So itong 50,000 na to, sunk cost na yan. Okay? Tapos kapag ni-rework, 20K. Mabebenta mo siya kapag pinrocess further mo, 35. So additional processing cost is 20K. Okay? Selling price after further processing, 35. Kapag binenta mo sa split off, 8,000. Okay? So magkano daw, ano daw yung desirable na action? Sell at split off or i-process further? So kapag binenta mo siya after processing, 35 mo siya mabebenta. Kapag binenta mo siya at split off, mabebenta mo siya 8K. So the increase in income or revenue is 27. As to compared sa additional cost na 20K. So benefit ka pa rin kapag pinrocess further mo siya ng 7. So i-rework mo siya ang sagot. Okay? So rework mo yan. Ngayon, ano tanong? Ano daw yung relevant cost? So, hindi na relevant yung 50,000. Sunk na yan. Ang relevant na lang is yung 20,000 additional processing cost. Yan yung ma-avoid mo eh. Itong 50,000, kahit i-rework mo siya or ibenta na siya at split off, di mo na yan mababawi. Di na yan relevant. So, boy answer. Next, number 24. Okay. So si company dito ay may isang division, no? Ito yung kanyang income statement. Ang problema, itong income statement niya ay naka-traditional. Hindi siya naka-contribution margin format. Kaya itong 80K, mixed cost yan. Okay, pati ito mixed cost. Kailangan pa natin separate. Buti na lang sa problem, sineparate niya na. So the cost of goods sold is 75% variable, 25% fixed. Of the fixed cost, 60% is avoidable. Okay? All of the selling costs related to the division would be eliminated. So avoidable din yung selling cost. So ito ay avoidable. Ito ay 75% variable, 25% fixed. So 25% na yan, 60 dyan, avoidable. Okay? Ngayon, ang sabi of the admin cost, 90% applied to corporate cost. So again, ang corporate cost na yan, common fixed cost yan. So again, kapag common, yan ay unavoidable. Okay, kahit isa lang mo yung division, yung corporate cost nyo will remain the same. Ganun pa. So 10% lang yung avoidable. So kapag dito sa eliminate, no, keep or drop, continue, discontinue, ko-compare mo lang yung contribution margin sa avoidable cost to determine the benefit of continue, discontinue. Okay? So, kunin natin. So, ang sales mo, 1 million. Ang variable cost mo, 75% niyan. That is equivalent to 750. So, ang CM mo ay 250. Ngayon, yung avoidable fixed cost mo. Okay? So, ito yon. Una na dyan is yung sa CGS. So, 800,000 times 25. So, ang total fixed cost mo, 200K. Yung fixed cost. Tapos, ang avoidable dyan, 60%. So, how much? 120. Okay? Ang sabi dito, yung selling cost mo, avoidable din. So, selling cost, avoidable, 100,000. So, 10% lang nung admin cost, ang unavoidable. Okay? So, 90% unavoidable, 10% avoidable. So, 10% neto, guys. 25. Magkano total avoidable mo? Parang may mali ako dito, guys. No? Mali yung pag-compute ko sa variable cost. Ang variable cost kasi, hindi ko ba nakuha yung 750 na yan? Ang variable cost mo, 80,000 times 75. 800,000 times 75%. Yun yung totoo. So, 600. So, CM mo ay 400. Tapos ito ay 2,450. So, benefit, 155. Okay? So, letter C, guys. Next. Ganun ulit. So, meron kang dalawang division at mag-focus lang tayo kay East kasi siya yung i-eliminate. Si East. Okay? So, again, ko-compare lang natin yung CM niya versus avoidable cost niya. Okay? So, sales, 300K. Variable cost, 230. So, CM mo na, 70K. Compare natin sa avoidable cost, basahin natin. Okay? Okay. So sabi dito, divisional fixed cost. So again, yan ay traceable. Kasi divisional eh. Okay? Ini-incur mo yan because of the existence of your division. So definitely, avoidable yan, 50K. Kapag nawala yung division mo, alin mawawala rin yan. Di ba? Okay, itong common fixed cost, yan yung kapag silent, unavoidable. Pero na lang kung sabihin. Ano ba sabi sa problem? Parang di naman sinabi na ma-eliminate, no? Tama ba? Parang di sinabi yun. Wala guys, no? Walang sinabi na ma-eliminate. So again, ang rule dito sa common fixed cost, unavoidable yan. So ito na sagot. Okay? So benefit ng 20K. Okay. Dito na tayo guys sa tawag mo dito, standard costing. So equipment, material and labor muna. So itong problem na to basic lang ito. Okay, pero comprehensive siya, no? So ang problem pero maraming mahahagip. So the following information is available for the company when it produce, okay, so 21 units. 21. So kung 21 units yan, sige mamaya na. Focus muna tayo sa material guys, no? Mamaya mo na basahin yung labor at overhead, no? Kasi di pa naman siya relevant. Okay? Ang sabi dito, 2 pounds ang kailangan mo kada isang unit. Okay? Kada isang unit. So kung nakapag-produce ka ng 2,100 na units, tapos kada isang unit, dalawa ang standard input, okay? So, bali how much is that? 4,200. So ito yung standard mo. Standard quantity. Standard quantity is 4,200. Pero hindi lang 4,200 ang na-consume mo. Ilan na na-consume mo? Parang di sinabi kung ilan yung na-consume. Yung sinabi lang is ilan yung nabili. So, ang binili mo ay 4,500. Binili yan, guys, ha? Okay. 4,500 at 17,100. So, kunin natin yung per, ano niya, per unit. 17,100 divided by 4,500. Magkano bili mo per unit? 3.8. Ito yung actual price. Okay, actual price. So, first question. Price variance. So, difference in price. Standard price is 4 pesos. Actual price is 3.8. So, the variance is 0.2. So, multiply mo lang yan ng purchase units for 5. So, the price variance. Okay. The spending variance is how much? 900. So, since nakamura ka, di ba? 4 pesos ang iyong budget, pero 4.8 at 3.8 mo lang binayaran. So, favorable yan. Okay, let's proceed. Assuming the raw material increased by 500, what is the actual cost of material used? So, kung 4,500 binili mo, yung 500, nadagdagan daw yung raw materials mo. Ibig sabihin, sa 4,500, 4,000 lang dyan ang nagastos. Tapos yung 500 na idagdag sa yung inventory, unused. So, 4,500 ang purchase. 500 dyan na iwan sa ending. Ibig sabihin, ang used ay 4,000. Tapos magkano yung actual cost niya? 4.8. Diba that is the actual price per unit? 3.8. Okay, so bali ang actual cost, 15,200. So, Apple. Okay, next. Magkano daw ang quantity variance? So, kung 400 daw yung hindi nagamit at naidagdag sa inventory, magkano yung quantity variance? Okay, so, paano ko ba ito sasagutin? 4,500 yung iyong binili. Yung unused ay 400. So, ang used, actual used, no, is 4-1. Okay? So, ang standard natin, ang standard quantity ay 4-2. Maalala mo guys, na-compute na natin yan. Yan, 4-2. Standard quantity. Standard quantity allowed. Tapos, ang actual quantity, 4-1. So, may variance ka na 100. Okay? 100. So, multiply mo lang yan ng standard price. Standard price mo ilan? 4. Yan, 4. So, the quantity variance ay 400. Okay? So, since mas konti yung nagamit mo kaysa sa budget, mas nakatipid ka. Yan ay favorable. Okay? So, okay na tayo guys sa material. Punta tayo sa labor. Labor na ba to? Ayan, labor. Sa X mo na itong material. Labor na tayo. Okay, so 3 units per hour ang labor mo. So kung 2-1 ang yung produce, kada isang unit nangangailangan ng 3 hours. So ang standard allowed is 6-3, no? 6-3 ang standard quantity allowed. Okay? Ayan. Magkano daw ang, how did the company workers perform? So ang standard, dapat 6-3 lang ang iyong oras na i-consume. Ang problema, ilan yung na-consume niya? 6-4. Okay, so may variance ka na how many hours? 100 hours. So 6-3 lang dapat ang yung i-consume na hours. Pero ang actual mong kinonsume 6-4. So ikaw dito ay inefficient ng 100 hours. Dog ang answer. Okay. Let's read. Assuming the payroll is 76.8. Okay? And the labor variance, price variance to, no? 12.8. Magkano ang standard rate? Magkano ang standard rate? Okay. So mas maganda na i-solve to gamit ang AFS technique, no? Actual, flexible, at standard. No? Kapag ganyang workback, nagbigay siya ng variance. Okay? So ang actual mo, 76.8. Okay? May price variance, 12,800. At since unfavorable siya, ibig sabihin mas malaki yung actual, mas mababa yung flexible. So ang flexible mo ay 6.4. Okay? So paano ka na nga mag-compute ng flexible? Okay? So standard quantity, okay, times actual hours. Actual rate, no, actual rate. So, kunin muna natin yung actual rate niya dito. 76.8 12. Parang hindi pala maganda na mag-AFS technique dito, guys. Normal ka lang. Normal. So, rate variance. Paano ba ang formula mo sa price variance? So, standard price minus actual price. Rate pala kapag labor. Standard rate. So, the variance. Variance in rate. Multiplied by actual quantity. Actual hours. You'll get the price rate variance. Ang rate variance ay 12,800. So, ang actual hours mo ay 6.4. So, pag work back ba yan, ang difference in price nila is 2 pesos. Okay? Yung actual rate natin, kaya natin yan i-work back. 76.8 divided by actual rate divided by actual hours. Okay, 76.8 divided by 6.4, that is 12. Ngayon, plus mo ba yan? Paano may work back? Plus or minus? So, unfavorable. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung actual. Mas napagastos ka. Mas mataas actual, mas mababa standard. So, answer mo dyan will be 10. Okay? Next. Overhead na ata ito. Assuming that the overhead cost is applied on the basis of labor hours, what is the variable overhead efficiency variance? Okay, efficiency variance. So difference lang yan, guys. Kapag efficiency, difference in quantity. So standard quantity minus actual quantity. Standard quantity mo is 6.3 na compute kanina. Actual quantity is 6.4. So the variance is 100. Multiply mo lang yan ng standard rate, standard price na 15. So, ayan. Efficiency variance is 1.5. Okay, so mas napagastos ka, no? So, unfavorable. Next. Nalas na pala ito. So, assuming the following information is available, ayan, ang tanong niya dito is controllable. So, pag sinabi mong controllable, lahat yan. So, price variance at saka quantity variance. Okay? So, pagsamahin mo lang yan, price at quantity. Bali dito yata applicable yung AFS technique. Actual, flexible, and then the standard. Again, yung difference ng actual at saka flexible, that is the price variance, while yung flexible at standard, yan naman yung quantity variance. Pag pinagsama mo yan, yan yung controllable variance. So madaling sabi, kunin lang natin yung actual at saka standard, yung difference nila, yun yung magiging sagot. Okay? So magkano yung actual? Factory overhead is 150, 35 daw ay fixed. So yung 65 ay variable. So 150 times 65%. So actual mo is 97,005. Kunin natin yung standard. Ang standard quantity ay 63, na-compute na yun kanina. Multiply by standard rate na 15. How much? 94.5. So yung difference nila, guys, yan na yung controllable variance, 3,000. So since mas napamahal yung actual, no? Unfavorable yan. Okay. So si company may produce number of units, 76,000. Actual labor hours, 60,000. Variable overhead, 500,000. Fixed overhead, 384,000. Okay. So normal capacity, okay, this is the budgeted na tinatawag, no? The budgeted is 100,000 or equivalent to direct labor na 2 hours. So sa madaling sabi, ang 1 unit nangangailangan ng ang standard input niya is 2 labor hours. 2 labor hours. Kaya kung nakapag-produce ka ng 76,000 units times 2, ang standard quantity mo is 152,000. Yan yung standard quantity. Okay? Okay. So, ayan. Ang standard rate per unit, is 6 at saka 4. Pero kapag per labor hour, di-divide mo ngayon yan. Kasi sa isang unit, 2 labor hour. Okay? Kaya 6 divided by 2, you'll get 3. So the variable cost per unit, okay, is 3. While the fixed cost per unit, per labor hour, is 2. Okay, so na-analyze na natin yung problem, guys. Magsagot tayo. So, mag-fix muna tayo, guys, no? Sagutan muna natin yung mga fix. So, abs technique tayo dyan. Abs technique. So, actual fixed overhead natin, 384,000. Okay? So, yung budgeted natin, pwedeng 1,000 multiply by 4 or di naman kaya 200 multiply by 2. Okay? So, kahit sino dyan pwede. So, dito na lang tayo sa labor. 200 labor hour multiply by the budgeted, no? Budgeted hours multiply by standard hours na 2. So, the budgeted. Okay? $400,000. Okay, so sa standard tayo. Standard times standard. Standard rate ay 152. 152 hours. Times the standard rate na 2. So that will be 304. So ito ay 16,000. Ito ay 96,000. Okay. So since mas maliit ang actual, favorable yan. Okay. So since mas maliit ang standard, okay, yan aman ay favorable or unfavorable? Unfavorable. Okay. So number 34. What is the spending variance? So standard rate, okay, minus actual rate. Kan standard rate natin, 3. Actual rate natin, divided by 160 hours. Actual rate, 3.125. So the variance per hour, 0.125. Multiply, okay, by the actual hours. Actual hours natin, 160. So 20,000, guys. Okay. Next. So number 36 ay working capital management na. Okay? So ang annual demand sa problem na to, 10,000. Carrying cost is 2. Ordering cost is, salo ka? Saan na yun? Ordering cost ay 100. Okay? EOQ niya ba to? 500? EOQ 500. Tapos 200 ang operating days. Okay? Lead time is 5 days. Ano ang reorder point? Okay? So, ano ang reorder point? So, demand lang yan, daily quantity times lead time. Okay? Daily quantity times lead time. So, daily usage mo, 10,000 divided by 200 days times lead time na 5 days. So, reorder point. Okay? So, the reorder point is 250 units. So, 250 units, guys. Letter, Apple. Okay, next, number 37. The annual demand, 4,000. Carrying cost, 0.50. Okay, ordering cost, 10. Okay, so how often should the company place an order? So, every ilang days ka. Okay, so number of orders ang tanong niya. So, kapag number of orders, the demand. So, annual demand divided by EOQ. Yan yung number of orders. Yan ang tanong niya, di ba? Gaano ka kadalas mag-order? Okay? So, problema wala tayong EOQ. Kumpitin muna natin. 2 times annual demand na 4,000. Okay? Times ordering cost na 10 divided by carrying now 0.50. Okay, so EOQ mo guys. 400 ang EOQ. So, substitute natin. Annual demand is 4,000. EOQ, 400. So, ilang beses ka o-order para mabuo mo yung annual demand na 4,000? 4,000 divided by 400. So, 10 times kang o-order. Problema sa choices is yung interval ng day. Okay? So, kung meron tayong 360 days at 10 times kang o-order, ibig sabihin, 36 days ang interval. Okay? So, letter boy ang sagot. Okay. So, saan ginagamit ang lockbox? Simple lang po para ma-minimize ang collection flow. Again, wag mo i-manage. Okay? Do not manage the disbursement float kasi that is beyond your control. Ang tangi mo lang i-manage ay yung collection float. At anong gagawin mo sa collection float? Try your best to minimize. Nang sa ganon, magkaroon ka kaagad ng access sa cash. At isang way para ma-minimize siya is the use of lockbox system. Okay. So number 39. Ang answer dito guys is letter C, letter cut. Number 40. The company's current ratio is 2.5:1. Current liability ay 200. Current ratio, 2.5. Current liab, 2,000. Tapos, ang current ratio na gusto niya or yung requirement ay 1.5. Tanong niya, what is the maximum additional short-term debt that the company may incur? So, magkano yung maximum na pwede niyang idagdag sa liability niya na 252? Okay? Para yung current ratio mo, 1.5. So, ganito mo siya gagawin, no? So, kung 2.5 yan, at ang current liab mo ay 252, kaya mo ma-work back ang current asset. Ang current asset mo ay 630. Ngayon, kung ang requirement niya, 1.5 daw ang current ratio, magiging magkano yung pwede niyang i-increase sa denominator. So, yung current asset mo will be the same, 630. So, kaya mo na i-work back yung required CL mo. 630 divided by 1.5. So, you can increase your current liab up to 420. Kaya lang wag mo muna isasagot yung C, no? Kasi ang tinatanong niya additional. So, the difference between 420 at saka 525, that is the additional current liab. And how much? 168. Okay? Okay, so number 41. Medyo mahirap to guys, analytical tong 41. Okay, so dito napakaraming ratio ang available, no? Actually, hindi mo naman yan kailangan lahat para masagot yung tanong niya na profit margin. Ang profit margin, ang ibang pangalan niya ay return on sales. Ang formula mo dyan is profit divided by sales. Okay? So, obviously, from the choices, since lahat ng binigay ay ratios, do-cons formula ang yung gagamitin. gagamitin mo itong ratio to compute for another ratio. Magdo-do-for ka talaga. Okay? So, sa daming ratio na nakikita mo, tatlong ratio lang dyan ang kailangan mo. Yung return on equity, yung ATO, okay? Tsaka yung debt ratio. Again, ang debt ratio, kino-complement niya ang equity ratio. So, kung ang debt ratio ay 75, ang equity ratio ay 25. Ganun kasimple, correct? At ang equity ratio, okay, equity ratio. Ang formula mo dyan is shareholders equity divided by asset, no? Yan ang equity ratio. Okay, ang ATO, anong formula mo dyan? Ang ATO, ang formula mo dyan ay sales divided by asset. While ang return on equity, ang formula mo dyan ay profit over equity. Okay? So sa dalawang yan, ang kaya mo dyan ipag-cancelin is itong formula na to, tsaka na ito. Okay? Yung dalawang formula na yan. So return on equity, okay? Return on equity, profit, she, times equity ratio. Okay, kaya mo yan pag-cancelin, di ba? So ano lalabas dyan? Over, profit over asset. Okay? At anong tawag mo dyan? Anong tawag mo sa ratio na yan? Di ba yan ang ROA? Return on asset. So, kaya na natin kumpitin ang ROA. Profit ratio, hindi, return on equity na 40% times equity ratio na 25%. So, kakayanin mo na yung ROA. Ang ROA mo ay 10%, no? ROA, 10%. Tapos, to compute for the ROS, Rosato ROA ka na. Okay? Profit over sales, ROS times ATO. Formula mo sa ATO ay sales over asset. Lalabas din yung ROA mo dyan. Okay? Cancel mo yan. Profit over asset. So, kaya na natin yan i-substitute. Ang profit over asset mo ay 10%. Ang ATO mo, 4 times. Okay? So, ano ngayon ang ROS? So, 10 divided by 4, 2.5 ang answer. Okay, grabe, mahirap yan guys, no? Analytical. Hmm. Okay. Next, number 42. Sino daw dyan ang profitability ratio? Okay? Profitability. Okay, so ang tamang sagot dyan ay letter dog. Letter dog. Wala ka. Wala ba't ayaw na? Okay, letter dog. Okay. Number 43. Number 43, ang tamang sagot ay dog. PE ratio. Number 44, a responsibility center that most likely to be organized as an investment center. So, answer natin dyan ay branch. So, ang factory division, malamang profit center yan. Ticket outlet, revenue center. Tapos, shared service, di cost center. Okay? Number 54. Okay, so ang tanong niya dito ay Eva. Okay. So, to compute for EBA, so profit after tax ka. Profit after tax. So, ang profit after tax mo ay 300,000, bawasan mo ng 40%, adi 60% na lang matitira niya. So, 60% ng 300 million, 180 million. So, bawasan mo lang ng rate of return, desired rate of return. Okay? Or the required rate of return. So, operating asset, okay? Times WACC, 1.2 billion, no? So, ang WACC natin, ito. So, ito yung cost of capital. Okay? Times 50%. Adi 7.5 yun. This one, times 50%. Adi 7.5. Ito ay 2.5. Tama. So, bali ang WACC mo ay 10%. So, 10% guys. 10% ng 1.2 billion. Adi 120. Kaya ang EBA mo, 180 minus 120. Adi 60. 60 million. Okay. Next, number 46. Which of the four would be the most damaging? Pinaka-most damaging dyan guys ay external. No? Okay, yan ang pinaka-iiwasan mo. So remember, gumagastos ka ng appraisal, ng prevention, at saka ng internal failure to ultimately prevent external failure. So ginagastos mo itong tatlo na to para maiwasan ito. Kasi ito nga yung most damaging. Okay, hanapin sa 47, sino sa mga choices ang considered as a measurement of internal business process. Okay, so answer natin dito cycle time. Cycle time. Okay? Yung letter B, okay, learning and growth yan, perspective. Yung letter C, di market. Yung letter D, financial aspect. Okay, so yung letter A, yan yung business process. Okay, under the balance scorecard, concept developed by Kaplan and Norton, okay, ang employee satisfaction, saang aspect siya papasok. Okay, sinabi ko na kanina, no? Kapag employee, learning and growth. So letter A. Letter A. Number 49. So, kunin ang return on investment. Okay, kunin ang return on investment. Okay. So, ang formula natin sa return on investment is profit divided by operating asset. So, since income statement balance sheet, yung balance sheet mo dito, operating asset, naka-average. So, average mo yan, operating asset mo ay 240,000. 240,000. Ang problema mo ngayon, yung profit. Hindi available yung profit. So, profit margin ka. Paano ka ba mag-compute ng profit margin? So, profit divided by sales. Yan yung profit margin mo. So, kung may profit margin ka na 12 at may sales ka na 500, work back mo yan, ang profit mo ay 60,000. Okay? So, 60,000 yan. So, 60,000 divided by 240,000. So, ang yung return on investment ay nasa 25%. Okay? Next, kung ang residual income mo daw ay 24, magkano daw dapat ang expense? So, paano ka ba mag-compute ng residual income? So, operating profit, okay, minus the desired rate of return, you'll get the residual income. So, work back tayo. So, ang residual income mo ay 24. Magkano ang desired return? Okay, magkano ang desired return? 240. Yes. Okay, so ang desired rate of return mo, paano ka mag-compute? So, operating asset na 240, average yan, times yung cost of capital. Usually guys, ang gagamitin mo dito hindi cost of capital eh. Kasi ang cost of capital ginagamit yan sa WACC, sa EVA. Pero dito kasi wala ka naman ng ibang choice, no? Supposedly dapat desired rate of return ang gagamitin. Pero since hindi available yung desired rate of return, it is safe to say na yung cost of capital yan na rin yung desired rate of return, 20%. Okay, so desired rate of return mo is 48, no? 48,000. So work back mo yan. So magkano dapat ang yung profit? 24 plus 48. 72 ang profit. Ngayon, kung tinatanong yung expense, sales minus expenses, you'll get profit. So, kung may sales kang 500, kaya mo na ma-squeeze yung iyong expense. Expense mo, ito na yung answer, 428,000. Okay, so budgeting. Ang tanong niya dito sa number 51, magkano yung collection mo sa fourth quarter? Ito yon. Magkano ang collection mo sa fourth quarter? Magkano yung cash na papasok? Take note, 65% ng sales mo, matatanggap mo next month. 25% ng sales mo, matatanggap next month. At yung 8% matatanggap next month. Okay? So check natin guys, no? Okay, so simulan natin sa July. Again, papasok ng dito. Kano papasok dito? Okay, yung sales mo ng July, 65 papasok dito, 65. 25 papasok dito. 8% yun, papasok sa fourth quarter. So 8% ng 200. Okay? So 8% ng 200 times 8%. Okay? So magkano yan? 16. Punta tayo sa August. Sa August, 65% matatanggap dito. 25 dito. O, sa 25, tsaka 8 dito. So sa 210,000, 65 tsaka 8 yung makukolekta mo ng fourth quarter. So ilang percent yun? 65 tsaka 8. 65 tsaka 8. Bali 73%. 153, 300. Sa September, 65 papasok dito. 25 papasok dito, 8% papasok dito. So ito, itong tatlo na to papasok sa fourth quarter. So magkano yun? 65, 25, tsaka 8. 65, 25, tsaka 8. Bali 98%. Two, 1,500, 600. Sa August, 65 dito, 25 dito. So 65 tsaka 85. 65 tsaka 25 pala. 90%. Times 90. Bali 207. Sa November, 65 papasok dito. Times 65. Yan na yan. Last na yan. So total, ah, teka, ba't di siya sumasakto? Parang nakita ko ni mali. Ito. 65, sa 210, 65 papasok dito. 25 tsaka 8. Bali 25 tsaka 8 lang ang magpo-fourth quarter. 25 tsaka 8. 33%. 69,300. So, sakto na kaya ito. Yan, 663. Next. Magkano daw yung receivable? Okay, at the end. Kano daw yung receivable, guys? Assuming direct write-off. Okay. So, paano natin i-analyze? So, ito, in July, collected na yan lahat. Dito, 65, 25, 8, collected na lahat. Yung August, ganun din. Na-collect ko 65, 25, 8, collected na lahat. Yung September, parang ganun din, no? 65, 25, 8, collected na lahat. Sa October, 25, 65, 25, 8. Ayun, yung 8% uncollected. Uncollected yung 8% niya. So, times 8%. Okay? Yung November, 65, 25, 8. Bali yung 25 tsaka 8 ang hindi collected, 33%. At ito, 25 lang na-collect dito. Yung 65 lang na-collect dito. Bali yung 25 tsaka 8. Ay, walang na-collect dito. Lahat. Uncollected, 98%. So, ito yung receivable mo. 18.4, 79.2, tsaka 245. Okay, so bali, total receivable, 342,600. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed. Number 53, basta makita mo ang word na Kaizen, guys, hanapin mo yung magic word na improvement. Nasaan siya dyan? Okay? So, nasa letter C. Akibat niyan, improvement. Okay? Next, number 54. Answer sa 54 ay dog. Answer sa 55 ay dog. Ayan. So, number 56. Nagkano daw ang straight line depreciation? Workback ito, no? So, si company ay bumili ng PPE na may 5 years ang life. Payback period na 3.25. Kaya ito na yung cash flow niya. Hanapin ang straight line depreciation. So, kung 3 years, wala.